Hi, this is Rick, and welcome to the directcaster.com podcast. I'm really glad you're here, and today we have a really important subject to cover, which is how to create a strategy for a successful Roku channel. Now, everybody wants to know this information. What can I do? How can I make sure that I have a successful channel? Well, believe it or not, there are very specific things you can do when you create your strategy that will greatly help to you to have a great chance of having that successful Roku channel. So what are those items? So let's just dive right in today and let's go through an article that is up here on our site that talks about creating that successful strategy. The first thing you want to do is you want to define your niche and your audience. It's very, very important, and I can't stress this enough, that you have a niche for your channel. So I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you have a channel about dancing. Well, you can have a channel about dancing, but let's drill down into that. Let's say it's specifically about ballroom dancing. Now you have a much better niche, a much tighter and honed niche, because there's going to be lots of people that love ballroom dancing, and when they see your channel, they're going to connect with it. So why does a channel have to be so niched? Well, there's lots of channels out there, and there's companies with huge budgets that cover a wide variety of topics. So you can't compete with that. You're going to need to compete on a different level, and the level that you're competing on in your channel is having a very tight niche for your channel. So some people come to me and they say, I'm going to create a channel, and let's say I was going to create a channel that's about dancing, and it's about my cat, and it's about the vacation I took last summer, and oh, by the way, I like this kind of music. And so I'm just going to stitch all that together in a nice little ball, and I'm going to create a channel about that. And then they say, oh, make that successful. Well, it's not going to really be successful because, first of all, people don't want to see on a number of different topics what you're doing. They want to know what you're doing on the very topic that they themselves want to know more about and are very engaged in. So niche your channel. It's really, really important. All the successful channels that we see, that both we've created and that our customers create, all the successful ones are very, very well honed to a niche. So remember, when the first thing to do when you're planning your channel strategy is go ahead and define a niche and an audience. Also, just let me go over here. It's very important to know the age group of your channel. So is your channel for really young people? Is it for, let's say, 18-year-olds to 25-year-olds? Is your channel for older people? Is your channel for parents? Is your channel for seniors? Know your audience, because that audience is really going to help you. It's also going to help you a lot when you come to us and say, I want to build a channel, because if you know your audience, we're going to tell you what devices they watch. And people of certain ages watch certain devices. And there is an entire predictable science to that. So you want to make sure you know your audience age, and then you can niche it to that product. So the next thing on our list is you're going to want to create high quality content. Now, one of the things in high quality content that people sometimes get a little bit confused with is they think high quality content means perfect content. Oh boy. So if you try to create perfect content, I've seen this over and over again. If you try to create that perfect piece of content, what's going to happen is you're ultimately not going to create enough content, and the channel is not going to get the content it needs. What you have to do is you have to set yourself a quality bar. And you have to say, this is my quality bar. My quality bar is right here. So anything above this quality bar is kind of going to be more effort than I need to put in. But anything below this quality bar, well, that's not going to be content that I'm going to put on my channel. That's substandard quality. And quality, what the quality bar is, it's what people expect. The thing that people most commonly expect. People don't expect your content to be perfect, but they do expect it to be of a certain quality. So make sure that when you're creating content, you're not doing things like having bad audio, having really, really poor lighting, having blurry images or really low quality images. Those are things that are going to put that right there below that quality bar. So don't do that. But don't say to yourself, well, I got to have the perfect graphics package and it has to look like diamonds and they all have to be sparkling and come out of the sky and on, because then you're going to just kind of drive yourself crazy. You're trying to create that perfect video. What you want to do is you want to hit a good level of quality and say, I'm not going below this, but I'm not really going to go up and push the limits of perfectionism, because that's not going to help me succeed with my channel anyway. So get yourself that quality bar and measure everything you do against that bar. Next note is go down to monetization. And I want to say that monetization, there are actually a lot of things that go into monetization. Monetization is not only monetizing your channel in a way that you want people to pay you, but maybe your goal, you're a nonprofit and you want to get more donations. Or maybe you just want to let people know what your services are. Or maybe you're an organization that just wants to be known as the best in your field. Or maybe you're a person who wants to share yourself and what happened over your life with others. Everybody is looking for some way to monetize their content, even if it's not direct. Maybe you're looking for so that people recognize you and that they're able to appreciate the compliments, the accomplishments you've had in your life. Or maybe you're trying to promote a business, or maybe you're trying to promote your nonprofit, or maybe you are trying to get subscriptions and you're trying to create a subscription business. All this falls into monetization. Monetization is really the promotion of yourself and the promotion of your channel. And if you think about these various mechanisms, your channel will be successful. So let's go over some of the ways you can monetize. First is advertising. Think of advertising as a couple of different ideas. One is, yes, you can go out there and get the national soap ads to play, the Toyota ads, the Honda ads, the Tide detergent ads, etc. And yes, there are certainly ways to do that. And on Roku, that's a lot more possible than even the other platforms. But thinking of ways you advertise, don't forget that our platform, for instance, also lets you create your own ads. So you could create an ad or accept an ad from one of your customers, and you could play that within your content. Also notice that you can do what's called reads. This is the simplest thing you can do. You can read the ad right in your presentation. So you can say, this video is being brought to you by X. And then you can give a small blurb about that company. You can even show a graphic right in your video about that. So remember that these are all the ways that you can advertise. Another way to monetize your channel is a subscription model. Subscriptions are where you maybe want to pay $5 a month. So let's say you want to get a lot of people to pay you $5 a month. That's a subscription model. So what we do is we offer many ways to do this. One of the ways is we commonly suggest in our software supports is you have a small preview. You want a preview, a strip of videos that let people know the kind of quality content they're going to be looking if they go behind the paywall. So you entice them with the strip of videos, with the quality content you have, and say, if you want this and you want even more things, you go behind the paywall. And that encourages people to go behind the paywall. Another thing you can do is have people watch ads. They can watch ads every 7 minutes, or they can pay to have the ads removed. So that's another common way. So when you go to subscriptions, you do want to have a goal, if possible, of subscribing. Now, don't forget there's one other item here. Nonprofits, don't forget that you can use the subscription model also. And that is, if you want to support us, if you want to support our mission, go ahead and subscribe. This is a great call to action. A nonprofit, a church, or a foundation can easily use this to gain steady and reliable monthly financial reimbursement that can really help your organization and promote your mission. Another item is pay-per-view. This is where you want to watch just one piece of content. So let's say that you have something that people really want to watch. It's an event coming up. If you have that ballroom dancing like we were using before, you've got the grand ballroom dancing event, the grand champion finals of the United States to look at. Okay, so let's offer that one behind a pay-per-view. Pay-per-view is good. Remember, use it very, very sparingly. Too much pay-per-view is going to lead you into too much busy work and too much keeping track of who has access to what, even though our software helps with that. It's always best to leave the pay-per-view for those really premier events that you want people to pay extra for. Sponsorships. So sponsorships, everybody's heard, this video is sponsored by. And sponsorships are where you go to another organization or another company or individual donor, person, foundation, and say, I'd love you to have you sponsor my videos. And they say, great, we're going to give you X number of dollars. And for that, in each of your videos, you'll say this video was sponsored by our foundation, our nonprofit, our group, our company. And so it's really, really important to think about the opportunity for sponsorships. Finally, merchandising. Sell your own merch in your channel. One of the easiest things to do, just simply put your URL in there or put a QR code and let people go to your merch shop online and buy that merch. That's a great way in reaching those people in your video. Then they can click and go and, well, actually either can type it in their smartphone and go there, or most likely it's a really good idea to put a QR code on there so they can snap a picture of it and go immediately there on their mobile phone. They can also type it in a computer and reach it like that. So make sure to promote your merchandising. Now, here's an important point. Number 4, you got to engage your audience. Now, building a loyal audience is really, really crucial. You've got to build that loyal audience because that audience loyalty is what's going to sustain you as they come back time and time again to watch your video content. So how do you build that loyalty? Well, one thing is be very, very specific in the things that you do. As I said before, if you cover ballroom dancing, then cover ballroom dancing and all aspects of ballroom dancing. You know, make sure that you are focused and energized about that topic and that you're covering that topic and staying on topic in each and every video, giving that user a sense of, wow, if I really wanted to know about ballroom dancing, I would come to this channel because these people eat, live, and breathe ballroom dancing. That is the kind of reaction you want to create out of those people that watch your channel. You want to have a positive reaction where they think they're coming to a valuable source of information, or if it's entertainment, they're coming to a form of innovative entertainment that they love. You've got to show them how you're niched, and then you've got to stick with that niche and then be engaged with your audience. Also, ask them to post on comments on social media. Ask them to visit your website. Ask them to support you. Ask them to join your email list. And do all these things within your videos. Once again, asking them to do the things that you want them to do and stay engaged. Finally, you got to, on point 5 here, promote your channel. Now, before you start, you need to write down all the ways you want to promote your channel. If you contact us and we help you build your channel, we're going to give you a whole bunch of ways to promote your channel. But here's a summary. Make sure you remember social media and to cross-promote on social media. If you have email lists, cross-promote on that. If you have a mailing list, cross-promote on that. If you have partners or people that partner with you or that sponsor you, cross-promote through them. A lot of cross-promoting is really good. And there's also ways which we can share with you if we can develop your channel for you. There's many, many, many ways that you can advertise your channel, and there's some very, very specific niches that work very well. So always remember to have a plan when you want to promote your channel. And if you need more help, if you need some help in promoting your channel, give us a call and then we can talk with you one-on-one in a Zoom meeting about more ways to do that. So then you want to, number 6, you want to analyze your data and iterate. And what this means is you want to tweak your process. You never kind of just want to do one thing and then just keep doing that. And even if that doesn't work, just keep doing that. No, you constantly want to look at what's your data, how many subscribers you're getting, what's your reaction to your content. And then you want to iterate. And what iterate means is I'm going to make it a little bit better. I'm going to change it up. We're going to try this. So you're constantly experimenting and you're constantly tweaking your channel to make it better and better. Now, one word of caution, don't over tweak. And what this means is, don't change things that people love. people love something about your channel, don't suddenly discontinue it and say, well, I don't think people love that. No, if people tell you they love something, make sure you keep that in. But always try to improve the little parts that maybe aren't working so well and make them better. That's constantly fine-tuning your channel. Now, staying compliant and up to date is also important. We're going to go with this. Each one of the platforms has specific guidelines. Make sure you're always staying within those guidelines. Read the blog regularly, contact us, look at our videos. We're going to talk about these things when guidelines come up. You always want to make sure you're on top of this, that you're always staying current and that you know what the current guidelines are. And so I will tell you, with platforms like Roku, it is a bit easier to keep up rather than YouTube, which changes, very, very regularly what its content guidelines are. But you do have to know things. You do have to read the notices that come out. So make sure if Roku sends you that email about your channel, that you're reading it, and make sure you're keeping up to date and keeping compliant. Finally, you got to be patient and very, very persistent. Now, this is one of the things I always tell people, is that building your channel is not necessarily going to be an overnight process. Your channel is going to get built slowly over time. The most important thing that you want to do is you always want to make sure you're moving forward, that your traction is always moving up. And if you see something like, oh, wow, I'm not moving up, wonder what I could do to do better, look at your processes, look at the comments back from your customers, analyze that information, and then make small adjustments and tweaks to your channel to make it a little bit better. You always want to be ever improving your channel, but this is going to take time. It's not going to be overnight, especially if you want to grow things organically. Remember that you have to be persistent and patient, work hard, be diligent, and most of all, always produce fresh content. People love fresh content, and that's going to keep your loyal subscribers subscribed to you for many years to come. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this brief presentation we've had today. We help all of our customers when they build channels with us go through the process of creating strategy. So we'd love to have you. If you're thinking about building a channel, we'd love to have you help them build with us. Our directcaster.com site is always there if you'd like to go and learn more about our channel processes. So remember, always have a strategy, and before you start to build your channel, have a good strategy laid out about how you're going to grow your channel and how you're going to advertise it and how that channel is going to contribute positively to your organization and to your overall brand. All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you back here soon next time on the directcaster.com podcast. This is Rick saying so long, and we'll talk to you soon.